Summertime is known for that time of year for creek banks and cookouts, but it's also known for our concert series. A new festival is coming to Lawrence County that combines all these elements into one show. The Honky Tonk Heathen Festival will bring you the best southern rock, country, and bluegrass like a honky tonk outdoor show along the creek. We met at Jeff Quillen's studio to talk about this new music festival.
What's up, everybody? We're here, got my buddy Mike, got Mr. Quillen and Mr. Huntley with us, and we're going to do some talking about the Honky Tonk Heathens Festival today. So,
That's right.
you got some questions for us, or how do we want to do this? First off, it's going to be down on the creek off of Littrell Road. I don't just get on Littrell Road until you hear the music. That's all I can tell you. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a little bit of music for everybody. It's not just country. We're going to have a little rock and roll. We're going to have a little blues. We're going to have a little R&B. We're going to have a little bit of everything. I mean, you name it, we're going to have it. So I don't know if we got any rappers showing up. We might not have rap, but we're going to definitely have music you can shake your booty to. So,
Yeah.
But other than that, come in your swimming stuff. We got a creek next door. Bring you a cooler full. Bring you chairs. Bring you umbrellas. Bring you
Grandma?
Bring your grandma too,
Grandma
yeah.
too.
So Matthew, who's our lineup? Talk to us about our lineup.
I don't know if I want to give away everything at first, but 'cause I really wanted to kind of keep the time schedule and slots away from everybody.
Okay.
That way everybody gets the maximum publicity.
Right.
Charles Mott,
Yeah.
he's your boy.
He's my boy. I like Charles.
Yeah.
We got Mother Mars. They're from the Florence Muscle Shoals area. We've got my buddy Jeff here and his two bands, which is Jeff Quillen Band and Four on the Floor.
Yeah.
We've got Creek Runs Red. They're kind of up and comer guys. They've been doing some solo stuff, and just kind of meshed together. Scott Southworth, he's from Nashville. Let's see, my buddy Ben Daniel, he's going to be there. Everybody knows how exciting he is and can
Ben
be.
puts on a fantastic show.
And then we got my buddy Shelby Lilo
Brother Shelby's going to be here with us.
and special guests, Nothing Fancy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let's talk about them for a little bit. Who's Nothing Fancy?
Well, do you want to take that one since you know them better than anybody on this planet?
I'm trying to think back. I think it was 1998. These guys came to me, which I knew them. They were in high school at the time. Decided that they wanted to record some songs at my studio. Well, at the time, it was John White, which in later days became John Paul White, Chris Brown, Jamie Johns, Chris Shannon, and Brett Weaver. And they recorded 9, 10, 11 songs at the time. We put it on a little cassette, and locally they got a lot of exposure. Had a couple of great songs, Blowing Out the Candles, that was a little bit of a ballad with certain sentimental value locally. And a song called Hot Wax, as well as some other ones. So I'm sure a lot of people at different clubs have heard different bands play Hot Wax and didn't realize that it was actually a local song. But they are going to be there. John's not going to be able to make it. John is now a Grammy winner and got a lot of things going on. I think he's actually going to be on the West Coast that weekend.
I think it's Texas, maybe.
It may be Texas. We also have Buck Six
Yep.
going to be there. I think you covered everybody.
They're all Columbia boys besides
Yeah.
Nathan.
Yeah, we got Nathan
he's a
Methvin. He's
Loretto.
local. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of local talent, people
Really good.
that is
Yeah.
mixed in with folks from other areas. But ultimately, we network together.
Yeah.
Our band and Shelby have done several things together. Oktoberfest in Loretto, which is coming up in October this year. Then Charles has played some shows with us.
Yeah.
So Ben's done some work with Shelby. So we all kind of work together, which, even though this is my first official membership in the Honky Tonk Heathens, the Honky Tonk Heathens was formed, I think, in this room,
Right here, yeah.
in my studio,
Right where we sit.
when Ben and Shelby and Music Mafia,
Yes.
Yeah.
they had that kind of brethren thing
Cowboy
going on.
Troy and all those.
Yeah,
other-
right,
yeah.
right. James Otto.
Yes.
There was a lot of the Nashville people that they networked together, so they formed the Music Mafia, and they kind of one another scratched one another's back. One supported the other, so that's kind of what Matt and Shelby at least got started.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where the Honky Tonk Heathens come in. Now, anybody that's been to Honky Tonk, you may hear George Jones and then Cat Scratch Fever and Stormtrooper right after it. So, I mean, just because it's Honky Tonk Heathens doesn't necessarily mean that it's all country. There is a lot of country going to be represented. Some bluegrass. I think Scott
Absolutely.
does
He's
more
got,
of
yeah.
that line of
Yeah.
not necessarily traditional bluegrass, but kind of that vein. And then Four on the Floor, for instance, the other band that I've been in and out of since '91, they're more of a 50s, 60s golden era of rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, nobody's playing any speed metal, which I'm sorry for
Dang.
him. Yeah. But
we can talk about that.
we can, yeah, we can.
The after show,
Yeah,
right?
come to the barber chair. We'll talk all you want to. about
That's
it.
right. But there is going to be a lot of material covered that day, and it is an event that you need to come early and stay late, because to get the full package, you've pretty well got to be there the whole day. You come whatever time you need to, but it is going to be a day full of great music. It is an area where, like you say, you can go dip your hat in the creek, as they used to say. And
that bluff kind of shaded it off. The
yeah,
other day.
yeah, we were out there yesterday, kind of walking some stuff down. Food trucks are going to be there.
Gonna have a mechanical bull.
Going to
there,
have a
right?
mechanical bull. You got time to get a concussion and go to the hospital and come back and still hear music. No, I'm just kidding. But there will be porta-johns, so you can come down there and eat and drink all
Yes.
day, and then come back and eat and drink some more and listen to music.
Bring your own drinks.
Yes,
Yeah.
you got to bring your own.
BYOB.
We're not
BYOB.
charging anything. for-
Coolers are welcome.
Yeah, no cooler fee or anything. Bring whatever you want.
And you know, one thing that we've been asked is, well, why would you have an event to where you're charging for people that locally you can just walk in a bar or a restaurant locally and see them for free? Well, my view of that is those musicians are getting paid. They're not getting paid as well as they should, but your venue owners are paying them to play. Now, if they don't charge you a cover, they're still needing to get money back. So they're going to sell you drinks and they're going to sell you food. So, and that's just to see a watered down version of that band. If Shelby plays in Lawrenceburg somewhere, normally he's either acoustic or he's got another guy with him. He doesn't play as a band at most of the smaller venues. So to really get the gist of Shelby, you need to see him with a full band. And he's going to have a full band with a steel guitar player that night.
Oh man.
Same with Ben. Now Ben is a one-man band anyway. He'll show up and you'll enjoy him. But ultimately, you're not going to be able to come to one venue and see a fraction of the music that you're going to see down there that day. So pound for pound, it's worth the $36 advance. Now, if you wait till the day of the show, it's going to cost you $40.
Yeah, I can't be giving out dollar bills.
Right, right.
That's a lot of change counting.
And the main thing to remember is Matt's doing this on his own. This is coming out of Matt's pocket. You know, Porta Johns cost money. The whole setup costs money so far as the getting the stuff printed, getting everything going. Luckily, we have been furnished a stage. I'm doing most of the technical background work, the equipment and the lighting, things like that. Wayne and Lisa Smithson is providing the land, which is great.
Shout out to them for helping us make
Absolutely.
it happen.
Absolutely, we couldn't do that without those guys.
But bottom line is you're not gonna get the amount of talent in one area in this part of the country for that cheap a price.
A buddy of mine told me one time you can't put exposure in the bank.
That's right.
This is their job, folks. I mean, they do this. This is some of them's livelihood. So this is how they make their money, and they put food on their table.
Right.
So, you know, it's just like you clocking in. They're clocking in when they step on the stage. So.
Absolutely, doing you a service.
And
Yes.
this is a stepping stone. Matt is trying to get something started in Loretta, Lawrence County that will perpetuate. I mean, this year we've got pretty much all local people. I mean, you figure within 60 miles, 90 miles
Yeah.
radius.
Four counties,
Yeah.
Middle East.
Right. You know, how many people are driving to Bonnaroo? How many people are driving to Rock the South, paying a lot more money? Now, they're seeing top of the line acts, but you're going to see a lot of acts that you've never heard of and may never want to hear again. That still you had to pay and you had to park and you had to drive down there, you had to stay and all this sort of stuff. So this is a seedling of something that could grow into that for this area. So, you know, people talk about I don't have anything to do locally. Well, here's your chance to perpetuate something that hopefully in years to come will grow into more major acts still supporting local people. But from an economy, a tourism, a talent situation, this is planting the seed.
And not to mention that we're in a unique location. We're in between Nashville, Muscle Shoals, Memphis, and Birmingham. We're practically right smack dab in the middle. So this is the perfect breeding ground to have a festival like that. It's where
Right.
everybody can meet in the middle, you know, sing their song, have a good time, and not have all that far to drive home in, you know.
And that's what I want to do is just like Jeff said, build it. You know, I'm going to take the money from this year, put it towards next year. Next year. That way we can afford these bigger artists, you know. 'Cause let me
Exactly.
tell you something. They're a hefty price.
Yes, they are.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, if you really don't know and you're not in the business at all, you really have no clue, like, you know, that somebody like Aldean's going to cost you $500,000, you know. I mean, some of the Rotary folks and things like that, they understand. I talk to them all the time about it, you know. Sometimes you got $75,000 acts, but I mean, how many tickets am I going to have to sell for a $75,000 act
A lot.
without getting some, you know, some help or some kind of supplement, you know,
Right.
along the way? Luckily, you know, I've got some sponsors that's helped out some and relieved the, you know, the pain on my back a little bit, but like we did with Oktoberfest, I mean, that's
Speaking of sponsors, who are some of the sponsors? we
well,
got?
a lot of them have been individuals actually.
Oh,
Stacy Oldneal, you know, she's running for judge. She gave a little bit of money. I was trying to get it to where we could sponsor bands. Like I kind of placed her with Charles Mott. And before, you know, you're obviously going to be there.
Right.
Before Charles gets up, we're going to say, hey, you know, this is Charles Mott sponsored by Stacy Oldneal,
Right.
you know. But Bad Boy Towing, man, they always come through for us. Marty Passarella, Jeremy Jenkins, he donated a good sum, you know, by himself. But I mean, I really appreciate it. You know, people don't have to do it, but I mean, it did, you know, take some of the pressure off me, and it just, you know, the anxiety of, hey, is anybody gonna come to this thing?
it shows too that also it's not just corporations here in Lawrence County, that there's also individuals that are passionate about
Absolutely.
having good live music and so they're willing to sponsor, like you said, sponsor a band or sponsor a part of the festival and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I've got another friend, Caleb Bivens, man. He comes through. You know, he's always wanting to throw money at something like this. He goes above and beyond for all things music here locally. I mean, he hired Jeff and Ben and Shelby one night just for his birthday party and
For his own party.
and let the whole public
Yeah.
just come. You know, and I mean.
And if there's any sponsors anybody out there that feels frisky, contact Matthew Huntley.
Yeah, but I mean that's how
Yeah.
you know that's how you know all these other groups and things around the county and other places pay for things. You know, I mean that fair that we have every year, man. Because we go there, that's the reason why they can do so much. So I mean it's basically the same thing, you know. But
Well, and something else that had come to light that had just never been discussed is situation with weather. Where this site is located, it's basically the bottoms of the creek, so it's a gravel-based area.
it has grass over the
It's
top.
got grass
Yeah.
growing up through it, but there's somewhat of a bluff beside it. It is shaded. The stage that Jeff Duplantis is furnishing is a great stage. Someday soon it'll show up at Miss Annie's. But anyway, it's a stage that has hydraulics that the roof actually lifts up and expands out. So if we have inclement weather coming up, we can enclose the stage more to where the equipment doesn't get wet. So therefore the bands can play rain or shine. So if we get bad weather, as far as I'm concerned, the show will go on.
Absolutely.
And for all you hippie type people, y'all can just dance in the rain.
Some of the best concerts I've ever been to
Just the monitor.
is, I've been drenched before.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just soaking wet, and then the clouds part when the headliner comes out for some reason every time,
Of course.
like it's some kind of movie. But Little Rain ain't gonna hurt you in the summer. They
My
probably have to
mom
cool you
always
off
told
on
me
that.
I was gonna float. I wouldn't melt.
That's right.
That's what my mom always said.
Yeah.
So be sure to invite everybody to the show. It sounds like it's good to go. You're not going to get stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's going to be, a
Plenty of parking.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to find. You come off of 43 from whichever direction you get on 101 in Loretta, Littrell Road.
Be on your right.
It'd be on your right coming from 43, and you drive until you get to a low water bridge. And when you get to come out of that little dip, we're
there.
on the left. You can't miss us.
There will be signs at Littrell Road on 101 to let you know where you need to turn, right?
Absolutely. Yep. When I get time to put them up.
Well, at least the day of the show, anyway. We'll try to include the link to the description of this event. Behind me will be the kind of iconic sign. You'll also see in the description a link in case you want to purchase your tickets beforehand. Anyway, so we do know that there's going to be tickets at the day of the show in case things work in your favor that you want to come to see this event. Anyway, if you want to sign us off, Fred.
Well, thank you for coming and doing this interview with us. By the way, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Oh, I'm just a tourism guy.
Tourism.
I want everybody to come have a good time, and this is one of the things we do.
Well, and we want this to be a part
exactly
growing the Lawrence County music scene. Ultimately, we want this to be a part of the down the road to having more things like this in Lawrence County.
I'm so grateful that we got into the music district in Lawrence County now. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
live music is finally
Like we had a
thriving
district?
in Lawrence County.
That's news to me, almost.
it's driving in, slowly but surely. So I mean, it's going to take off, whether it be at our thing or whether it be at Rotary or the old theater or just different
one
places.
of our local establishments,
Luckily, we have to use that money, so we
Right.
So we're gonna have some things come up, and I can't wait. I love it.
And deep down, we're all got a little bit of Honky Tonk Heathen in us. So,
That's right.
you know.
So come to the show. Make sure the only thing missing in this scenario is you. So be sure to come to the show, the Honky Tonk Heathens, right here in Loretto, Tennessee.
Thank y'all.